Hey guys, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be installing one of these Chinese diesel heaters and trying it out in my garage. Currently I'm using a 7,000 watt 240 volt electric heater to heat this garage, and the electrical cost to do it is getting a little bit high, so I thought I would try and offset some of the cost by using some of these diesel heaters. Now these diesel heaters first started out in trucks. They were used in 18-wheelers and they were used to heat the cab of the truck so that they didn't have to have the thing running and wasting diesel fuel, when this is a lot more efficient than running a diesel engine. I'm going to open it up, we'll take a look at the components, and then I'm going to install it in my window. I have a couple pieces of plywood on the outside and the inside and just some foam insulation in between, and I'm going to run it out and we'll try it and see if it works, and hopefully this will offset some of the electrical cost from my larger space heater. So we'll get started by unboxing. Now this heater here is from Vevor, and the reason why I chose this one is because it actually has an intake and an outtake. So it's going to pull in air from outside, then it's going to combust it, and then it's going to send the exhaust back out. This style of heater, in my opinion, is a lot more efficient because it's almost like the high efficiency heater in your house where it's drawing in air from outside to make the heat, and it's not just pushing the exhaust out, which is then pulling air in from outside through the cracks in your windows or poor weather stripping around your door. This is going to keep like the air pressure in the room kind of consistent so that you're not pulling in and fighting the elements from outside. Okay, and we've got our manual here. Now this is pretty simple to hook up. There's just two hoses at the bottom, one in, one out, and then you have your main heat trunk that comes into the house. But let's have a quick look at this. Okay, so this is going to run off of 12 volts. I thought this was a 12 and 24, but 12 volts and a current of 12 amps or greater is required. So a little substantial. I'll see if I actually have well, I can use a power supply, but I'm going to need to actually buy a AC to DC power adapter and just run it off of the electricity from the garage. Or you can run it off of, let's say, a 12-volt car battery, but a regular cigarette socket is usually at 10 amps, so you're probably going to need to run your own cables, which are large enough. Some reason I thought this was a 12 and a 24. Here's the diffuser for when the heat comes out. You can direct it any way you want, and you can actually install a hose on this so you can route the heat where you want it to go to the most. Okay, and this is the unit itself. So we'll start here with the front. So as you can see, this is where the heat's going to come out after combustion, and we have a screen here, and we actually also have a key fob, which is nice. Now it looks like the screen detaches. Oh, hopefully, oh yeah. Okay, the screen detaches. It doesn't seem to go very far, so I'm just going to leave it on the unit itself. So maybe there's an extension cable inside of here. Okay, and on the back side, you can see here, oh, it comes with a fuse. So we have a 25 amp fuse, and these cables, oh, see on here it says supply 12 volt 15 amps. So I guess this is just a 12 volt unit. Okay, and here's the diesel tank. Let's see what kind of accessories we have. Okay, we have a heat shield for the exhaust. We have various hose clamps and an air intake filter. We also have a muffler, which can be upgraded. I have seen some on various websites. We have our air intake hose, our exhaust pipe, and our heat pipe. So you can actually put this on here and extend this out and run this wherever you want. Now I did purchase off of Amazon one of these exhaust pipe, I don't know what you would call it. I guess an exhaust pipe manifold. Just connect that onto here and then have this running outside. which is what I'm gonna do. And then it's nice too because I have this pipe sheathing to help protect it. All right. And there we go. So I'll have this run outside, and then that can come right over top of the whole thing and just give it that extra level of protection. Okay, so next I'm gonna drill some holes in that plywood and get this mounted up and then fire some heat, see what happens. All right, so now I've got the heater all set up here. So what I had done is I just have a piece of plywood with some styrofoam in between and another piece on the outside of the window. And then I've got my hookup through a hole on the outside, which I'll show you in a second. And I've just got it propped up on this stand. And I'm gonna use the Blue Eddy because it has a 12 volt, 30 amp output. So that's what I'm gonna use to power the device. And we'll see if it creates heat. Still gotta fill it up with diesel, but I'll show you kind of what I've done here a little bit better. So you can see the heater here. I just have it on this stand and you can see kind of how the exhaust comes out, turns and goes out the back. Now you can have it come out the side here like I have the fresh air intake. And then that just goes out. And you can see I've kind of utilized this fire sleeve here. It's like a heat shield almost. Hopefully it's not going to allow this plywood to get a little bit warm. This is just kind of like a quick hookup. So next year I'm going to have more of a permanent style hookup if I have this running. The idea is I want to have a heat pump here to heat the garage. Maybe next winter I'll have that set up and then just have the electric as standby. But I'll show you the outside. So this is the outside here. This is the flange I was talking about that I ordered on Amazon. And this is my cold air intake. So I'm going to do a better job. As you can see, I had a hole in the wood. I thought it was my pilot hole for this, but I screwed up and I drilled in here. Yeah, anyways, this is just a temporary kind of hookup. So that's how it looks there. So next I'm going to fill it up with diesel and turn it on and see how much heat we have coming out. And I'm going to keep an eye on this, see how hot this plywood gets, if it's safe or not. I may only just run this unit while I'm actually in the garage and not leave it alone. But let's fire it on and see how it works. Currently right now with my electric heater, I do keep the garage at 10 degrees Celsius. And that's just so nothing in the garage freezes. And my batteries stay, 10 degrees because I'm using lithium batteries. So I want to keep them above freezing. But it would be nice just to have this unit in here just to bring it up to like, closer to 20 degrees when I'm in here working instead of using my electricity. There's a window on the side of the unit where you can actually see how much diesel is inside. So as you can see there, we're just under the 100 mark there. And you can see the diesel as it's being used. It's super handy. Try the on. Start heating. I believe there's also an app with this. I'm going to see if I can download that quick. Okay, here we go. So we have iOS or Android. So I'm going to go ahead and get the Android one. Oh, I can hear that infamous clicking noise. No heat yet. It's been a couple minutes. Not sure why, but the clicking's gone away and the fan seems to be going down. I'm not feeling any heat. Let me try turning this up. And also, just to mention, I do have a CO sensor on the other side of my garage. I think I can see a bit of white smoke coming out there. Air does seem to be getting a little bit warmer. I'm gonna run out and have a look there outside. Okay, there's more smoke outside, and also on my windows. Where these windows are, I've put some packer rod in here and some packer rod back here, just to kind of seal that window a little bit. There was a lot of white smoke, but now that white smoke seems to have gone away. Ooh, and I'm getting some good heat out of here now. And this app is taking a really long time to download. Oh. Whew. So that sleeve that they have given is smoking pretty good. Let me turn this around. So you can see there that sleeve is smoking. Or something is smoking. I believe it's the sleeve because it's coming off all up here too. I do not like that. That makes me nervous. I've shut it down. I have shut it down because that is making me extremely nervous, that smoke coming off of that sleeve. So the fan is just running very slow right now, probably dissipating the heat. Yeah, that really bothers me. I think what I'm gonna do is maybe disconnect all this and take it outside and run it outside for a while first. And maybe I gotta come up with a better plan. That makes me too nervous running it out like that. I mean, maybe it's normal for it to burn the first few times it's brought up to heat, but I don't know, I don't like that. I mean, that's what it shows on the directions, is to have that in like that. Yeah, that's how it shows. It's with that pipe wrap on it. Okay, this is my first attempt. I'm gonna call it quits for right now. I'm running out of time. These units do work great. I don't doubt that it does. I just need to come up with a better plan, so fail on my part. Okay, I think I have it working properly now. So I've changed up my exhaust a little bit, and now it is pumping out really good heat. So I have it on the highest setting right now, and it is blowing really well. So let's show you what I've done with the exhaust pipe. So as you can see there, I basically have a sleeve. I just have that screw so it holds it up, so it holds it center. Again, this is just a temporary, but I have my intake down here and my exhaust, and then I have this tube kind of over top of the piece that I added for the outside. So that's keeping this pipe away from this plywood. I think something that I might do is I might throw this into a bit of a fire just to get all the stuff burned off of it. And then I might cut this into a strip and put that over top of this pipe here, just so I have a bit more of a thermal separation. But no, this is working great. Let's show you the controls. So if we take a look at the app here, so currently right now I just have it on level, which is just blasting heat. If I go to thermo, see how it's set to 25. Now you notice the power level is going to lower down. See, now we're at power level 5, because I think the settings for this is more or less set for a smaller space. Like, I have a pretty big garage here trying to heat it. Right now it's dropping it down to 5 when it should still be blasting heat. It says room temperature 15 and I have it set to 25. So if I, let's say, want to have my room temperature at 21, you're probably going to see that power level that's right, yeah, see now it's dropped down to 3. So I'm pretty sure it's thinking like maybe 100 square foot room. That's why it's dropping down. So I just had it on level and then I got it at 8. So you hear it ramp up again. So you can see it has our voltage, our body temperature, that's the body of the machine that's pushing air around it to push out heat. It even gives us our altitude. And you can do a timer, and then you can even change the parameters to Fahrenheit or degrees. You can do an offset, so if this isn't set perfectly, like let's say you have it set to 25 and it only heats to 18, you can offset it so that it brings that temperature up. So that's the app. Also get a screen here, which I'll show you. So on the screen here, it shows the time, and you can change the power level. So you can see there, we're going down. Let's bring it back up. Okay, this changes it to Celsius, or you can go to level, up and down, and then that's the off button. This does detach, and I'm sure you can get a longer cable, but it's only, you know, a few inches long coming stock, so you could probably buy an extension cable for it. There's also a key fob, and here's the key fob here, so I can turn it down. Oh, there you go. Now you can see. See, it level's going down, bring it back up. You can also turn the unit on or off. So that's kind of handy to have that key fob if you want to put this out of the way somewhere. But the temperature sensor, if you're going to use the degrees, is in this unit here. So you'll need to put that in your cabin. So all in all, this has been running for me great. I've had it running now for maybe a half an hour, and it's already brought it up a degree in my garage according to my Nest thermostat. So definitely a plus. I wonder, I'll have to do the math on how much, well, in Canada, how much per liter compared to how much kilowatt my 7,000 watt heater uses compared to a liter of this burning. See if there's actually any savings. But this is nice to know too. If the power goes out, I can run this off grid and keep the heat going inside of my garage. So that's good to know. All right, I'm gonna do some more further testing of this unit, and if I find any hacks or any mods that I might do, I'll fire up the camera and let you know. There has been one mod that I kind of want to try out, and I've seen guys route the exhaust pipe into like a radiator, and that way it heats up the radiator and dissipates heat through that as well, which is saving because there's heat that's just being blown outside, and I think it would be good to reclaim some of that heat for the room. So that's another mod I might look into doing in the future. But this is the diesel heater. It's working for me so far. It's been great, no issues once I got it all set up. And yeah, except for that ticking noise, but these are famous for the ticking noise. Well, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna have some more videos, so stay tuned for the next one. Thanks, bye.